It's a day for pups in the park at Nationals Park. Nice to see our four-legged friends with us here, boy. Find a win out there somewhere, and maybe they come in twos. We shall see. Bob Carpenter, Ray Knight, FP still under the weather. Welcome to the ballpark today. And it's hard to set up today's game without thinking about some of the things Roger Bernardino did out there last night. One of the most impressive displays ever for the Nats by a leadoff hitter.
No question about it. He was doing everything well, Bob, as well as we've seen any player do. He was bunting, getting on early in the first inning for a base hit. He lined the ball into the gap, short hopping the wall for a double. He had another single in between there. He ended up walking, and he stole third base. But the most impressive of all this is that he went and got a ball last night that I don't know if any other center fielder in this league would have gotten. Tremendous acrobatic play, full tilt, turning his back to the hitter, catching the ball in the welve of his glove, and at that point really saved the ball game. But what he's done, the job he's done for this club, has been really special.
Two great stats, the .414 on base average, and then another one that's not on there. How many runs does a guy score? He has scored runs about one every other game, and that's a pretty good pace for a leadoff guy. Now, today's pitching matchup, Livan Hernandez and Anibal Sanchez. It was no match in Florida last weekend because this Sanchez kid, he's capable of a 1-2 or a 3 hitter almost every time he takes the mound.
Well, he is. He has great stuff in the combination of being able to throw it where he wants it. He has been in this league now for 5 years, been injured 3 of those 5 years, but when he's healthy, he's as good as anyone. He throws that slider, the sinker, the split finger, and a big curveball. One thing for sure, he's been able to solve the Nationals as he's 7-0 against his ball club.
Livan just now wrapping up his work out in the bullpen, and if the Nats need somebody later, is Drew Stewart available? Jim Riggleman wasn't really tipping his hand much this morning after Drew threw a couple of innings last night. Is any young pitcher in baseball throwing the ball better than this kid?
Oh, no way. He is throwing the ball like a guy that's 28, 29 years old. Been in the closer role for basically almost a year now, and he looks like a man that's been out there for 10 years. A devastating slider. You call it a killer. I can't think of a better word for it. His fastball, 94-95, with tremendous location. He just has it all. Knows how to pitch, knows how to set up hitters.
Drew Storen, the slider, the fastball combination. The Nats have a budding star in their bullpen. He's from Stanford, and he's making himself quite an early living here in D.C. And brought to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. Cloudy day, dreary morning, but the rain has gone away. And for now, conditions are pretty good at the ballpark as the Nationals take the field for Game 2 of the weekend series against the Marlins. Visit Train.com for an independent train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. A comfortable 65 degrees, very muggy with the showers we've had in the area yesterday and today. 60% chance of rain, but for now, all is well. The Marlins lineup features one of the hottest hitters in baseball. Gabby Sanchez has 15 multi-hit games. He's hitting .340 with a .420 on-base percentage, and he's in the top 4 in the National League in total bases. The young man out of the University of Miami took several years to pay his dues. He's a bona fide major league slugger now in only his second full season. So Levon faces the 4th best run-scoring offense in the National League today. And in his career against the Marlins, he's 13-11 in 33 starts. Nationals are climbing the National League defensive chart. They're now in the top 9 in the league. They've made 1 error in their last 14 games. You may note the absence of Ian Desmond. He has a left quad pull, and so Alex Cora, the sure-handed veteran, gets the call at shortstop today. Nats have made a move. You probably heard about it by now. Brian Broderick has been put on waivers, and Cole Kimball, who nearly made the ball club out of spring training, is on the ball club. He's 25 years old, out of Great Meadows, New Jersey, and has a great arm to go with it. So he is part of the bullpen now. The Nats defense nearly flawless in May, and Animal Sanchez struck out 11 Nationals just 6 days ago. I don't think there's anything else you need to know. Time for first pitch and get this thing going. We're on Levon time, by the way, whenever he starts, and right now we're 2 minutes late, and it could be 3 by the time he makes that first pitch. Nobody's going to get in the way of his routine. First pitch right in there, 81 miles an hour. Just as the clock was moving from 107 to 108. Chris Coughlin hitting .262. He'll sky one to right. Jason Worth, easy play to start things off. 13-year veteran Doug Eddings has the plate today. Crew chief Dana DeMuth will have it tomorrow. Kerwin Danley's at second, and Paul Nart works third base. Marlins are 22-15. They stayed 3 games behind the Phillies when the Phils won in Atlanta last night. And now, because the Mets are playing well, 3 straight and 6 of their last 8, the Nationals are in a 4th place tie with New York at 18-20. Next up, last night's slide into home, throw your arm out, and get in safely hero, Omar Infante.
That was a heads-up spectacular play by a base runner. It's been around quite a while. Throw beat him to the first base side. Ramos dives back, almost tags him. He lifts his left arm up, extends his right arm, pity pats for the plate for just a little bit, and got in there in one of the most brilliant just heads-up plays.
Cora, not an easy play, low throw, and again Adam LaRoche saves an out at first base. That ball not hit sharply at all. Infante can run really well, and Alex Cora with LaRoche got him out.
Well, Alex has no chance unless he takes ground up and comes and catches this ball on the short hop, which he did. When he did that, he was a little bit off balance, more on the front side of his body. You'll see him leaning forward there. Not a lot to throw with, all arm, but the ever scooping Mr. Hoover over there. I've not seen anybody better. I haven't. Now that I've seen Adam LaRoche, I heard a lot about him, but really never saw him play day in and day out. And he's one of those players you have to see every day to appreciate his talents.
Absolutely agree. Hanley Ramirez suddenly has a 5-game hitting streak, 7 for his last 21. He was batting right around the 200 mark when the Nats were in Florida last weekend. He's raised that up to 224. And in his career, he's 11 for 31 against Levon with 3 home runs. Nats respect his power, play him deep and nearly straight away in the outfield. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. Phillies and the Braves will be underway in just a minute or two down in Atlanta. And then the Mets play at Houston at 4:05 today. That's the picture in the East. Close to the corner. As the game goes on, Levon's going to need that call from Doug Eddings.
We got, you got to have this call. This is what gets him. That ball may a little off the plate, but he needs those type calls in order to be effective. And every time that he misses out there, then something not real good happens.
He does not want to mess with Ramirez, but there's a really dangerous guy coming up. So a 2-out walk. The totally locked in Gabby Sanchez.
Bob, there's no one in baseball, and we've said it several times, but just to reiterate it, that has to have the outside part of the plate, inside part of the plate, and I'm talking probably 4 inches, which is one baseball width and just a smidge. He has to have those balls called strikes, and when he's on, he throws a lot of balls in those spots. Thus, the umpire will tend to give him that pitch. And when he is, he's very tough to handle. When he doesn't get that pitch and he goes from a 2-1 count to a 3-1 count, then everything swings in favor of the hitter.
By the way, there's a report after that one pitch, and there was a lot of barking from the right field seats about
Give me five.
About that ball 3 call. One ball and no strikes to Gabby, hitting .340, 7th best in the league, 6th best on base percentage. And Levon just going away from these guys.
4 straight sliders, 4 straight balls, all of them on the outside 6-7 inches off the plate.
I will not at all be surprised if he walks this guy and takes his chance with young Logan Morrison. That one kind of hanging up in the zone. 73 miles an hour, though. Left-handed hitter, and he's swinging the bat well, too. These Marlins are tough, man.
He just flips a curveball, and because of the speed, 73, 10 miles an hour slower than any other pitch he has thrown. The speed just fooled Gabby there. Having not seen that pitch, I wouldn't want him to throw it again. There's a slider.
That's 7 miles an hour, or maybe 5 miles an hour slower at 68.
And it is the same pitch. He just takes more off of it and gets a lot more rotation. That ball is one of those balls that, I mean, he missed that 14, 15 inches.
Wow. I think he missed it by 2 or 3 seconds. That bat was long gone. They're going to jam him here. Runner going. Ball 3. And Ramirez is out.
Tough pitch to throw on, and he nailed it.
Hanley Ramirez helps take the bat out of their hottest hitter's hands. And Wilson Ramos with a very good throw to second. Field today, and Nats have their best friends in the ballpark on Pups in the Park Day. Lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Roger Bernardino 4 for his last date. But if you look down this lineup, he's 1 for 16 against Sanchez. Espinoza 0 for 4. Worth 2 for 22. Nix 1 for 6. LaRoche has the most hits, 6 for 24. There are a lot of lean batting averages against this pitcher. And Sanchez throws one in there. He's 33 and 30, 27-year-old right-hander. Not a real big guy at 6 foot, 205 from Venezuela. Bernardino goes up the middle, and the ball to the right of Omar Infante. He got rid of it in a hurry. Marlins are just ahead of the Nats in team defense. They are 8th in the league. Hanley Ramirez and Omar Infante, their double play combination up the middle. The change from last night is Greg Dobbs. Against a right-handed pitcher, Dobbs will get the start. At third base, they had Emilio Bonifacio over there last night. Dobbs had the game-winning hit in the 10th inning. Pardon me, the 11th inning. How many innings are the Nats and the Marlins going to play today? Here's Espinoza. Fastball high in the zone for a strike.
Probably as much as any pitcher we see in the league. Anibal uses every area of the strike zone. He shows you there with a belt high fastball up and away, comes back with a slider down around the shoe tops on the inside quadrant of the plate. He moves the ball around so effectively.
He gets a call on the corner.
Yeah, and
that makes it even wider, Ray.
That does. That's what Levo has to have.
Espinoza swings through one and strikes out for the 37th time. 2 quick outs, and it'll be up to Jason Worth to extend this first inning.
Well, looking in the notes, the Nationals has never beat Anibal, but you had a note over there, something about how many starts has he made?
It's interesting. He's made 15 career starts. 9 of them have been no decisions.
But he's never lost in 15 starts.
6-0 with a 2.16.
That's phenomenal.
And that tells you that over the years, there have been times when he has faced the Nationals when Washington had a pitcher on the mound, keeping the run total low and thus the no decisions.
That's a good swing right there. Fastball, middle in. Had the head out just a little bit over that baseball. In and out, in and out.
But I mean, there have been times, and Worth is only 2 for 22 against him. The Nats have won games 8-7, 7-6, 5-4, when Sanchez was no longer in the game. So there have been a bunch of no decisions.
Now that's what is called overpowering a man. When you're 2 for 22, and 15 of those outs are via way of strikeouts. 15 strikeouts and 22 at bats against one guy.
Worth will reach out and tap one in the air. Buck goes back just over the screen. He ran right into that barrier. And there's nothing really other than his gear to help a catcher, because that limestone wall is back there. There is an advertising sign, but he hit that wall, and that thing's got a sharp edge to it.
Good things that he had. Good thing he has those knee protectors on, but that certainly doesn't help your thighs or your rib cage on the edge beside the.
And Worth is gone again via the strikeout.
Cannot see him.
It is a misty day here in D.C. Good day for the pitchers. And a lot of fun in right field today. There's one of those eco-friendly totes they gave out at the ballpark. Top of the second, Gabby Sanchez was at the plate when Wilson Ramos, on an off-speed pitch, gunned out Hanley Ramirez trying to steal. So Sanchez gets a fresh at bat here. 5 of 9 with a homer, 3 RBIs against Livan Hernandez. And he gets a strike on the inside half.
Well, he's found a pitch he likes. He's thrown at 3 different speeds, 63, 73, and 78, the curveball, but he's gotten them all over for strikes.
Target in again. That's okay as long as he gets it in there.
And just misses right there by a ball and a half.
I tell you, we've got some serious mist and a little bit of fog rolling in here. Our view of the scoreboard is obscured just a bit. Kind of a fine mist coming down. There's a big slow breaking ball. 61 miles an hour. The same as the number on Livan's jersey.
Well, we have seen him throw it 59. Is the slowest I've ever seen. But it seems that the slower he throws it, the bigger the break.
Well, gravity has to take over at some point. That one way in on Gabby's hands.
I tell you what, if Levo could throw that thing at 88, he would wear hitters out, because 84 inside, just not firm enough, even when everybody's seeing nothing but slow pitches to keep a batter from getting to bat barrel on the ball.
There again is that outside call that he's got to have.
They won't give him that pitch. They just haven't given him that pitch his last 2 outings.
Yeah, we noticed Sunday in Florida, we thought Livan got squeezed by Lance Barksdale and had to throw the ball over the plate, and it was bombs away. He goes high heater, pumping it up to 83. Livan Hernandez, first strikeout, changing the level of the hitter's eyes here.
Well, he does after going away, comes back up and in, ball not even close to the strike zone. But Gabby chasing that thing. All hitters will have a vulnerable spot. Right there, I haven't seen any pitcher go up on Gabby that I can remember in the last 2 or 3 series, and maybe that's something that Levo has figured out and somebody can follow maybe with a little success, but he had no chance on that pitch.
He gets an outside corner call to Logan Morrison. This kid's on an 11-game hitting streak. 10 of those games took place before he went on the DL, and he had a homer here last night. But I remember talking to our buddy Tommy Hutton, analyst for the Marlins on TV down in Florida last week, and he told me that this ball club really misses Morrison. He's a good left fielder, gives them some good pop behind Sanchez. Livan goes off speed, and he's just dazzling people with those dangling off-speed pitches so far. But this is a very important part of their team, and the guy's hitting .322. No score, top of the second. Marlins and the Nats, neither team with a hit. Because of the mist, the Capitol Dome, 1.7 miles to the north of us, is starting to disappear. I'm just hoping the weather will hold off. It's out there somewhere. %60 chance today. And Morrison will sky one to left, cruising back for it. Lance Nix. That ball carries on to the track about 370 feet. Call today to Luna. 70% off all flooring. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart, shop Luna. Of active pitchers, most starts, second most innings. He's going over 3,000 today. Always looking for complete game number 50 and win number 170. First pitch swinging. Mike Stanton. Roger Bernadita can camp under this as long as he can spot it in the mist. And he's got it. Only Tim Wakefield has more career innings than Livan Hernandez. 2 good ones today. ball games. He's hitting .303 for the Nats, and another stellar offensive performance last night.
Well, he's very aggressive. We spoke about that last night. Hit the home run there in the 4th inning, then came back and hit a big RBI double in the 8th, screaming that ball down the line. And very enthusiastic, a guy that we talked about how he plays so professional. When he does hit that home run, he drops his head and just trots around the bases, doesn't show anybody up. Batting average up to .303.
Sanchez, with respect, starts him off speed.
Well, he is a dead red fastball hitter. Every once in a while he'll look for a breaking ball, but he's up there swinging, geared for the fastball.
Nix is the guy who broke up the no-hitter in Florida on Sunday, leading off the 7th with a low laser to right field that Mike Stanton tried to catch on the fly. The ball deflected off his glove, and as he should have, the official scorer called it a base hit. Nix 1 for 6 career against Sanchez, so that was his only career base hit.
Has a little modest 5-game hitting streak, but 2 of those games he had 3 knocks.
And Adam LaRoche has hit safely in 7 of his last 9. Nice to be able to talk about some offensive numbers lately.
Isn't it?
The Nats batting average is still the lowest in baseball at .225. Minnesota and Seattle, the next 2, at .228. But the trend is upward, and that's good news. Nix didn't get much on that one, and he will drop it into center field. You have to play him so deep, and now he's batting .312.
There's no substitute for strength, and all this is sheer brute strength. The ball hits him about his label, but he's so strong he dunks the ball deep enough over the infield that nobody has a chance. And that ball was up in the sky up in the air for a long time, just in that no man's land there. And Lance Nix extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Nice.
We spoke about it last night. They have third baseman Dobbs is playing shortstop. In a game like this, it looks like it may end up being a 1 or 2 run game. You know, this is where I go ahead and drop a bunt right now, get runners on first and second. LaRoche has tried it a couple of times this year, bunted the ball too hard, but right now with nobody over there at third base, he can square around and bunt that ball over there and get runners at first and second. It's just something that you see, and you're not planning to do it, but it just jumps out at you.
And Ray, if you do it a time or two, are other teams then forced to call off the shift?
Well, yeah, if you make up your mind that you're going to just take that bunt, then other teams will do that. They can't afford to let runners be on first and second all day long with nobody out. You just can't do it. Or at least the third baseman will play and respect the bunt, maybe play in that same area, but come all the way up on the grass to try to discourage the bunt. But, you know, then that opens up all that area behind the infield that, just as you saw Lance Nix, that ball fall in there. But that, wow. I mean, you've got...
There's 50 feet of room at least.
All that space.
2-1 to LaRoche.
When you think about it, it's 60 feet to third base. He's playing now all the way back. That's another 40 feet. So he's 130 feet. And you're talking about this whole area right in here that you can bunt the ball. And that's huge. That's huge. 2-1 count, you know, you can get a strike, square around and bunt it over there. There's just no reason not to.
Well, that's a high strike call. Adam quickly glanced back at Doug Eddings. That changes the at-bat. Instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. And
this is strike. It doesn't look like a strike to a hitter because it's up and away. It looks like more like a strike than those balls down and away because it's closer to your eyes.
Then he goes down and away and strikes out LaRoche.
See, so you never know. I mean, you never know, but you just think that someone would demand that bunt in that situation. I know you're in the bottom of the lineup, but it doesn't matter. You still have 3 hitters, and Ramos, Harrison, and Cora capable
And Ramos, a fantastic throw in the first inning. It looked like there was no way he could make up the jump that Hanley Ramirez got on that off-speed pitch, but he did. And Ramos is now 5 out of 11 gunning down runners this year. Ball high in the air off Ramos' bat. You know, that's about as happy as I've been to see a foul ball lately, because he's staying on the ball trying to hit something to right field. Well, when he's been struggling, Ray, for his last 32.
When he's going well, he's hitting the ball to right center field. When he was hitting 350, 360, but right there everything's good. He's standing behind the ball. The bat's just a little late, as you see it behind the plate, angled toward the on-deck circle.
By the way, just did a little bit of math, which play-by-play guys are usually reluctant to do. Combined with Pudge Rodriguez, Ramos and his veteran partner have thrown out 9 of 22 base stealers.
That's strong. And only there's one other team in the league that has less base running attempts, steal attempts.
So in other words, only one other team, our team's more reluctant to run against than our ball club, huh?
Yep, and I had that note right here. But you can believe me on that.
Well, you have the youngster working from the veteran. And they're both doing the job defensively, although Pudge's playing time is down considerably. Ramos is 3 for 6 against Sanchez with an RBI. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Good idea on that pitch down low. Next up, Jerry Hairston Jr., who's 11 for his last 29.
And to answer that question, only the Diamondbacks with 20 attempts. And they play in one of the best hitting ballparks in the country. So
yeah, people don't run there.
They don't run there very much.
Ramos pulls it maybe 2 feet outside that bag.
Well, he has such strong hands. In my opinion, hands are the most important part of hitting. Everything starts there because you hold the bat in the hands, and you have to get your hands started. And without strong hands, it's just impossible to hit. But this guy has impeccable bat control, and he has to use those hands, keep those hands back. When he gets really aggressive and what I call roars toward the mound with the front side of his body, he disallows his hands to work and gets in trouble.
Here.
That's pretty good. I've always felt that you just go up there, you look for a pitch that you can handle, a pitch that you know you can drive. Anything else when you have 2 strikes, you have to fight it off. If it's anywhere close, even 2 baseballs off the plate or a baseball inside, you still have to nick that ball, fight it off, make it a tough at bat like Jerry Hairston had last week, and then get a pitch, a mistake pitch, and drive it.
And a good eye there makes it 3-2.
See how quiet he is, Bob? And by quiet, I mean his backside is not, he's not pushing off of his backside. His left side is not collapsing. He's not rushing or moving his body toward the hitter. You say it all the time. My favorite hitting instructor was Bill Robinson, and what was that saying that he always said?
Slow feet, fast hands.
That's right. You get those feet on the ground. You don't have to rush and just don't charge with your feet. Let those hands work.
3-2 with the runner going. It's a strike. The ball's into center field, but because Coghlan charges, Nix cannot advance. So Anibal Sanchez has now struck out 4 of the 5 he's retired. But Nix does steal second as the Nats continue to run the base as well. That's his second and the Nationals' 35th of the year. San Diego leads the league with 40.
Well, this is one of those tough pitches, and that ball looks like it worked its way out of the strike zone down. Let's see here, front knee, way beneath that front knee, down around the calves. And anytime the catcher turns his glove inside out, the ball has to be down. And I don't know why that pitch was called a strike, because from every angle that we've seen, the pitch was down.
Something is not right, either with Anibal Sanchez or with the mound. Or maybe it's the catcher, Buck. But here's the other thing about that play. The catcher's popping up in front of the umpire to throw out a runner at second base, obscuring his view. So for a pitcher to get a call like that is even more puzzling. I mean, we've seen pitches right down the middle not called strikes.
I don't know if his hand hit the belt, the back of the belt on Ramos or not, but I believe that would be the only thing that would cause him to injure his hand on a throw. It didn't look like he hit his helmet.
Scoring position, Knicks, and Hairston 0 for 9 against Anibal Sanchez career. And he gets some bad luck on a ball speared by Hanley Ramirez. Nats are gone in the second, no score. Hopefully Monday night will be nice and clear when the Pirates are here. The $1 tickets are sold out, but still dollar hot dogs, peanuts, popcorn, and parking. Check the website so you know where to park for that great price. And we can't emphasize enough to you the starting time for Tuesday. Very rare. It's a $2 ticket Tuesday, but the game's at 1:05. Select seating available. Some restrictions apply while supplies last. And the Nats will head for New York. 2 at the Mets. 3 in Baltimore, 3 in Milwaukee. And how about some of you Nats fans buying some tickets up there at Camden Yards and giving the Nats some support on the road? We know many of you do. Love to see you up there. Dobbs, Buck, and Sanchez, top of the third. Greg Dobbs is 3 for 5 against Levon with 4 RBIs. 3-0. 26 pitches, 16 strikes for Hernandez through the first 2. He was ripping on 3-0. Got the green light, and Espinosa throws him out. Let's check out our game flow from our friends at Hankook Tires. Be one with your tires, and the road will be one with you. Be one with Hankook Tires. Driving emotion, I like that. Levon facing the minimum 7 hitters so far. And here's John Buck. Big, strong catcher who homered in the first inning here last night when he was batting 5th behind Gabby Sanchez against the left-hander Gorzolani. Against the right-hander today, he's in the 8-hole. Well, he hit 20 homers for Toronto last year, 5 more now for the Marlins. No other catcher's done that. That one down toward the end of his bat, but look how far he carries it. And Bernardina makes the catch about 390 feet away. John Buck's got some kind of power. I didn't think he hit that ball well at all.
Well, we're going to look right here on the replay and see where he hits this ball. A little bit down on the end of the bat, not on the end of the bat, but maybe an inch out from the sweet spot, and that's what kept it in the ballpark. Look at the contact right here. You'll notice that the ball is actually 2 inches from the end of the bat, so that's not a bad place to hit the ball. But Roger Bernardino again gets back there easily.
There's Gabby Sanchez. Pardon me. Anibal Sanchez. Thank goodness Gabby Sanchez doesn't get to bat twice. Anibal 0 for 12 this year. 070 career hitter with 4 RBIs. They got this kid from the Red Sox with Hanley Ramirez plus 2 minor leaguers for Josh Beckett, Mike Lowell, and Guillermo Mota back in November of 05. A big-time transaction by the Marlins that really shaped their future. We were told at the time that for them to give away talents like Beckett, Lowell, and Mota, Hanley Ramirez was the player to make or break that trade, and the Red Sox threw him in there.
Worth's going to throw him out if he hits anything to right field because he's playing deep second base.
How about going up the middle? Look at that. Marlins pitchers have now been on base 3 times in this series, and that'll get it up to Chris Coughlin, who you saw in the on-deck circle a moment ago. That's Florida's first base hit.
And big base hit there to turn the lineup around and get the pitcher out of the way. But you like to retire that pitcher. You don't necessarily want that man to get on base, but some people have always said, hey, when he gets on, he's going to get tired because he has to run the bases. And so, my goodness, we start to get ourselves out of shape lately. You can't run the bases.
Yeah, I think that's overrated. I mean, if it's 95 degrees on a Sunday afternoon in July or August. Adam LaRoche picks it. He knows there's 2 outs. Right to the bag he goes. And he retires Chris Coughlin. Lee Vaughn with 3 zeros on the board so far. Bernardino. Visit FCA.org, the Association for IT Pros. Debbie's working in the mist today. You okay down there?
So far, so good, Bob. It is misty, but we'll get through it. Now, with Brian Broderick being designated for assignment, the National called up Cole Kimball from AAA Syracuse. He said yesterday after the game he got called into the manager's office by Randy Knorr. Thought he was in trouble, but all was good. He got the news that he was joining the Nationals today.
It's just fun to be with a bunch of good guys in this pen. They've all been working hard all year, keeping games close and stuff, and I just want to go in there and help the team.
Now, Cole is a converted starter, and National Senior Advisor to General Manager Mike Rizzo, Davey Johnson, told me he's definitely got that closer mentality. He said he's got an intestinal fortitude that is really good. He's of a different breed and definitely likes to get that last out, guys.
27 starts, as recently as 3 years ago at Single A Hagerstown. And Mike Rizzo reports that he's throwing his fastball, his four-seamer, about 94 right now. He's got a two-seamer, a curveball, Ray, and a forkball, actually a splitter, which is, I guess, a hard forkball. But Kimball is tough to hit, and we can't wait to see him. And we wish Brian Broderick well. Nationals put him on waivers. He was the losing pitcher in his only major league decision last night. Nationals had picked him up as a Rule 5 guy from the St. Louis organization. Alex Cora, 7 for his last 22. And a 2-1 count as he tries to get aboard in front of Livan Hernandez. Kimball, by the way, is a big kid, 6'3", 225, out of Great Meadows, New Jersey. He was selected in the 12th round of the '06 draft. So we are seeing the fruits of these drafts making it to the major leagues. Once the Lerner family came in, bought the ball club from Major League Baseball, and made the commitment to put money into the organization and get that pipeline flowing. 3-2 to Alex. Right side, Gabby Sanchez. To the other Sanchez. Solutions that help you achieve your financial goals from PNC. For the achiever in you, with our minor league report. And there's Cole Kimball, his 12 games. Hey, Ray, I bet you like that ERA. 5 out of 5, 14 Ks.
Yeah. He has averaged 11.2 strikeouts per 9 innings this season, 115 Ks and 92.1 innings. That's actually last year, 2010 through 2011. So last year combined with this year.
And if he wants to keep that number 65, I'm sure he can, but stick around for a while. You might get one in the 40s, and then you know you're a major league pitcher. There's Livan Hernandez, who has always wanted to wear number 61. He was born in '75.
Oh, that makes sense.
You can always tell when Livan's the starting pitcher. There is lots of lively music playing in the clubhouse on the morning of that start. One ball and 2 strikes. He'll get his cuts up there. Livan's a .221 career hitter with 10 home runs, 80 RBIs.
Only 10 home runs allowed last year by Anibal Sanchez. Fewest in baseball, tied with Ubaldo Jimenez with the Colorado Rockies, so he doesn't give up a lot of gopher balls.
For this year, in his first 44 innings.
That's a little high rate.
Livan with a little chopper. Pitcher will barehand it, plenty of time. 2 outs. Top of the order now, Roger Bernardino. In that game at Atlanta where the Phillies and the Braves are battling. A couple of early runs for the Braves against Joe Blanton. And it looks like both of them came on solo home runs. Martin Prado led off the bottom of the first with his 6th, and then Nate McLeod hit his 3rd. Jair Jurgens pitching for the Braves today. 2-0 Atlanta. I tell you what, if the Braves hadn't come back and beaten the Nats in extra innings the other night, they'd be really reeling. Right now, they're 2 games over 500, 5.5 back of the Phils after the Phillies beat them last night. 1 ball, 1 strike to Roger. Pulled the ball, bounced out to Infante first time. And Roger, of course, is a young man with lots of power. He hit 11 home runs and drove in 47 in 134 games last year. His on-base percentage was .307 in those 414 at-bats when he hit .246. I don't know. He just looks a lot calmer at the plate, Ray, even than he did at spring training. We saw a lot of right-handers dropping breaking balls in the dirt on him, and he's looking much more relaxed at the plate.
Well, that comes with exposure. The more experience you have, the more comfortable you feel at the plate.
That's a fastball up and in, and the way Doug Eddings popped up, I thought he might have the bow and arrow with him, but he said ball 3.
Well, there's not anything that this kid can't do. The one thing, the on-base percentage could get better. He's shown that thus far this year.
And then some high gas. Actually a changeup at 85 by him. He thought it was a fastball. And Sanchez up to his old tricks against the Nats. Here at the ballpark, like we do on a regular basis, it's our DynCorp International Troop Recognition. At DynCorp, we serve today for a better tomorrow. Nationals bench always responds. John McLaren, Pudge, one of their biggest supporters. Even when Pudge is out there with the gear on, he'll turn around and clap a few times before fielding some warm-up pitches. Top of the 4th, Omar Infante for the Marlins. I think things are clearing up a little. We can see the Capitol Dome again from our vantage point up here. A cool day with mist. Very pleasant, though. Infante hit the slow roll that is short first time, on which Cora made a good play with LaRoche. Levon's first 3 innings, 38 pitches, 22 strikes. There's that slow breaking ball and another slow roller. Cora has more time this time. That is Livan Hernandez reaching the 3,000 innings pitched mark. The 108th pitcher to do it since the turn of the 20th century. How about that? Congratulations to Levo. Only Tim Wakefield, as we mentioned earlier, of active pitchers spinning that, or at least not spinning that knuckleball around, more innings over his career. Levon's first year in the big leagues was 97. If I remember correctly, Wakefield was a rookie pitching in the playoffs for the Pirates circa 91 or 92. Oh my.
My best recollection of Levo was when he was playing against the Braves in the playoffs. What's his curveball? He just throws that thing from the top of the strike zone literally to the bottom of the strike zone.
Tim Wakefield's first year in the big leagues was 92 when he made 13 starts for the playoff-bound Pirates. He started this season with 3,071 innings. So Levon started this season about 125 innings behind Wakefield. 1-2 now to Hanley Ramirez, who walked them, was caught stealing first time. That's going to ring him up on the corner. Levon Hernandez has struck out their 2 best hitters today. Gabby Sanchez in the second and Ramirez here in the fourth.
Well, this is spotted right here, right where he wants to throw it. Sets up outside, just nicks the corner of the plate with that swing back fastball. And Hanley couldn't do anything but spin around and put that bat back in the rack.
All right, let's see what happens with Gabby Sanchez this time.
A little slider.
Still can't get that call. Probably not a strike, but Levon, as we mentioned, needs that wide corner out there to really be effective. Keeping that ball down.
Got a nice rhythm going today. Just 47 pitches, 29 of those strikes. Mixing his fastball in there.
And he goes down and in with that fastball.
Yeah, that ball had serious sink on it. And that was 84 with.
Levon looked at the baseball, said, "What's wrong with this?" The umpire's making him throw a new one.
Well,
on the convergence pitch track.
Yeah, that's because he thinks there might have been a foreign substance on that thing. That ball's not supposed to move like that.
Convergence Technology and Citrix, the winning team for desktop virtualization. Call the experts 301-860-1960 or visit convergencetech.us.
Levo went up in the strike zone there. Remember last time he struck Gabby out on a fastball up above the letters. He threw that one just below the letters. Looks like a big slow curveball here to me.
Oh my! 62. Levon drove to the ballpark faster than that today. Real, evidently. What does he have in mind? It looks like he caught his right hand with the rod and reel. And he's got a piece of something on his head. Oh, what a day. Pups in the park. Espinosa looking to drag a bunt. Couldn't quite get it by the pitcher. But that's over nearer the line, maybe 8 or 10 feet over. That's a base hit. Danny trying a lot of things now as his batting average is down toward the 200 mark. It's a misty day. It's a comfortable day, though, at the ballpark. 65 at game time here at Nationals Park. We're seeing a very good pitcher's duel. Uneven in one sense when you talk velocity. Very even in another sense when you're talking success. Levon Hernandez and Anibal Sanchez each giving up just one hit so far. Sanchez is throwing first pitch strikes to around 80% of his hitters right now. Struck out swinging Jason Worth, who now has struck out 9 times in his last 4 games.
And 13 out of the last 15 games, Bob, he's struck out. So he's just going through one of those periods where he's not making a lot of contact consistently, and when they get ahead of him, they seem to put him away.
The Nationals are the most struck out team in Major League Baseball this year. They came into this game with 313, averaging 8.2 a game. Pirates at 314. Pittsburgh plays later. But the Nats have struck out 5 times already today. Most strikeouts in Major League Baseball. So I think you could say we're waiting for the bats to come alive as FP and I, and I'm sure you and Johnny and Phil have talked about, and Ben Gessling. But if you're not making contact, there's no guarantee that batting average is going to go up a whole lot. It's not like the Nationals are hitting line drives at everybody. And this is a guy who punched out 11 of them last weekend. I think I heard Phil Wood say on the radio last night. And now Worth is gone. The Nationals struck out 100 times on the road trip.
And they just looked like, some of the hitters looked like they're in between. They late on the fastball, and they're way out in front of a breaking ball. That ball's not even close to a strike. You shouldn't even have to offer that pitch. That ball's down around the ankles, a good 5-6 balls off the plate. So it's just like going through one of those things, you're just not seeing the ball well.
I mean, but this is not a team that's going to lead the league in home runs.
No, it's
There's
not
really
a team
no
that should
excuse for
strike
that
out
many
either.
home runs. That's my point, Ray. There's no reason for the strikeouts if you're not a big power free swinging ball club. There's a bouncing ball from Nix. Lance has the Nats' only hit. And on to the 5th inning we go. Sanchez and Levon scoreless. Levon 3 strikeouts, a 1-hitter. Sanchez 6 strikeouts, a 1-hitter. We knew this guy would be good.
Well, he's making pitches. There's a slider down. He comes back with a fastball out away from the hitter. Levo's doing the same thing, just a little softer speed with a fastball away that locks up Ramirez, and then the slow hook that gets John Buck. And we're back to life.
And ball 1, top of the 5th. Logan Morrison leads off, fly to left first time. That looked like a cue shot right off the top of the barrel. All right. Hammered through 5 last Sunday. Brilliant through 4 today. To me, this is the only thing bad about taking the ball on opening day. For the first 2 months of the season, you're always matched up against some of the best pitchers in the league. I know John Lennon's had his share, but so has Levon.
Well, there's no question about that. And you go out there and you have to pitch gems night after night after night to even get a decision. Well, he's got that curveball working. That's been his best pitch today. From 61 miles an hour all the way up to 79. Locating it, showing his fastball in and out, and then getting hitters out with the breaking ball.
2-2 to Morrison. Target in. Tried to swing back that fastball and just threw it too far off the plate. Good hitting ball club, these Marlins. Big, strong Mike Stanton is next, and then Greg Dobbs.
Slider.
Close enough on which to be swinging. Marlins are still without one of their frontline guys, and that's third baseman Donnie Murphy, who's out because of right wrist inflammation. Last year he got shut down because of a serious injury to his other wrist. Not sure about when he'll be back. He's only been on the DL since May 2nd. But Edwin Rodriguez sure have some good spare parts, and guys like Bonifacio and Dobbs who he can plug in. 3-2, that's a comebacker. Who's going to grab it? Espinosa. No real chance to throw him out. Alex Cora had too far to go. That's a base hit all the way for Logan Morrison. Levon couldn't get it as it bounced high over his head. When you come to the ballpark or call the box office or stop by, expect flexibility with the Grand Slam Flex Plan. Pick 4 games, get a 5th one free at nationals.com/Grand Slam. And some of those plans start as low as $60 for those 5 ball games. Here's Stanton. Marlins have their leadoff man on for the first time. And the outside corner is just not available today. Stanton was called up June 8th of last year, hit 22 homers, drove in 59. And if it wasn't for that kid in San Francisco, Buster Posey, this might have been the Rookie of the Year. In 100 games, he drove in 59 runs in 359 at-bats. He also had 21 doubles and a triple. But like a lot of young sluggers, he found time after June 8th to strike out 123 times. That's really something when you consider he was in the minor leagues for the first 2 months. I don't know, Ray, I think back about the strikeouts. We were on that subject last inning. Seems to me it was about the mid to late 80s when young guys like Pete Incaviglia and Rob Deere came up, and all of a sudden nobody cared about striking out anymore. They just wanted to see the long ball. There's that big slow hook. And about 87 was, I think, the year we first started hearing about the lively baseball. And it's been a different game since then. Verizon Pitch Track.
Beautiful curveball. 69. Again, just living off that curveball today, as it's been by far his best pitch. Certainly as far as throwing strikes with it.
2-2 pitch. And Stanton will pop it up. Danny Espinosa is under it for the first out here in the 4th. Let's check it out again on the Verizon Pitch Track. You can rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world, Verizon 4G LTE. Well,
he just throws the ball right down the middle. Slow curveball right down the middle. Got him out front a little bit on his front foot. Ended up taking some of the bat speed out of his swing and popped it up. So that's all what Warren Spahn said. Pitching, hitting is all timing, and pitching is all about offsetting that timing.
You know, then you see guys these days like Pujols, Chipper Jones, who in many cases have more walks than strikeouts. We consider them such rare birds these days.
Well, I hate strikeouts, and I hate to even get started on it. We talk about it almost every night. on our show, and because I've just seen it time after time after time again, where we have runners in scoring position that nobody makes contact, and sometimes you're 2-0 and they swing hard 3 times and you go put the bat in the bat rack. There has to be a change. There has to be some type of shortening up, some type of give in, not emotional. You've got to get stronger with 2 strikes, but you have to battle. And you just can't take for granted that you're going to strike out. It should be something that tears your guts out when you don't make contact. I mean, there is something about making contact. The way that I was raised with my father, if I struck out, I didn't hear the end of it. So, I had 2 pitches to try to hit the ball hard, try to hit doubles or drive the ball. Once I got behind with 2 strikes, I'm trying to make contact any way I can to put the ball in play, especially situational hitting.
1 ball, 1 strike to Dobbs, who knows all about situational hitting. Long time with the Phillies, and now the Marlins, a late inning pinch hitting guy, but getting lots of playing time now.
And Bob, you might have one guy on a team in the 70s, 80s, 60s that would, go for the downs like a Willie Stargell, Willie McCovey, Lee May. But even guys like Tony Perez were tough 2-strike hitters. Bench was a tough 2-strike hitter. Gary Carter, tough 2-strike hitters. Andre Dawson, those guys could pole. But you get them with 2 strikes, they're not going to just swing and miss. They're going to fight pitches off and get a better pitch to hit until that pitcher makes a mistake. And sometimes there seems to be a concession that, okay, I'm going to swing as hard as I can. If I hit this ball, I hit it. If I don't, I'm going back. And that's just not the right mindset. I mean, I understand when you're down, when it's a 0-0 ball game and you're at home and it's in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, swinging for the downs. Yeah. But I don't understand with a runner on second base and nobody out how, you can't somehow make some type of contact.
Folks, this is a man who knows what he's talking about. Ray Knight made contact in his career 89% of the time. That's out of play to the left side, so you're preaching what you practiced, Ray. That's pretty impressive, only striking out 11% of the time in a long career. Livan Hernandez waging quite a battle with Greg Dobbs here in the 5th inning. 1 on, 1 out. Morrison bounced a base hit over the mound first time. Livan popped up Stanton. And Dobbs continues to battle here on 2-2. Well, that's pretty much an at-bat you were just talking about. Wow.
And you see what he did with it? He decides that he just changes his field. First couple of swings, he had the bat barrel out front. After that, he has 2 strikes. He just decides, hey, I'm going to put the bat on the ball the best way I can. The best way to put the bat on the ball is wait. See the ball as long as you can. Trust your hands. He had nothing in the back of his mind about pulling that ball. Everything was take the ball the other way, see it as long as I can, and try to put it in play, and he did. And now the Marlins have their first base runner on second base.
John Buck pulls one to his left, or to his right rather. Cora, wow. An amazing 6-4 force play as Alex Cora first of all kept the ball out of left field, and then he gets an out on top of it. And if John Buck, a catcher, isn't hustling, they might have doubled him up.
Superb play here. Just quickness, diving, making the play, stopping the ball, keeping the run from going there, and somehow getting the ball to second base. And Danny having a chance to turn it. Really no chance, but sweet play. And this is what you talk about, young infielders. Knock the ball down. Keep the ball in the infield. With a runner on second base, do whatever you can to keep that ball in the infield. Not only did he do that, as you said, Bob, he got the out.
Bouncing ball to Cora. And this will end the inning on a throw to LaRoche.
That's nice.
Alex Cora subbing for Ian Desmond today. Put him anywhere. He'll do the job with the leather. ballpark. Hey, by the way, today's one of those family fun pack days. So's tomorrow. Don't forget about that. And our next TV game will be tomorrow. Javier Vazquez, 2-3. 3 earned runs or more in all 7 of his starts this year. He'll make his 8th start. He's been really hittable at .312. And then Jason Marquis for the Nats, trying to win his 5th game of the year, and this will be life after 100 wins for Jason Marquis. 1:35 first pitch, Nats extra at 1. We'll join you from the ballpark at 1:30, and then play the finale of this 3-game series before the Pirates come in for 2 Monday, Tuesday. Livan Hernandez is doing his part. Hopefully the boys will take care of the other part now. Now, you know, having discussed all of these things on this strikeout discussion, as Bear Bryant used to say, you know, the other guys are on scholarship too.
Oh, yeah.
And so you're facing a tough pitcher today. Striking out 6 times in 4 innings against Anibal Sanchez is not the most humiliating thing out there.
Well, let me get this straight. I mean, strikeouts are a part of the game. There are just times that you can't do it over and over and over again with a runner on third base and infield back. Think how many times this ball club has struck out with a runner on third base, the infield back, and all you have to do is keep the ball to the center of the field. Whether it's the second baseman, shortstop, a ground ball to the center of the field, or a fly ball anywhere in the outfield. And a lot of times you just go up there, get a pitch in an area. You're not trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. You're just trying to make solid contact. So, you know, I'm not trying to rag on anybody. It's a fact. It's right there in the stats, and we strike out too much. There's no question about it for the type of hitters that we are. It's no longer early. It's a trend that we have set, and it's up to them to fight and work to have a little different mindset in putting the ball in play.
And LaRoche gets jammed on that one. Hanley Ramirez is out. Ramos coming up. Let's check in on some do you knows from AT&T. 2 Marlins starters that have never lost to the Nats. Have you been paying attention, folks? We'll let you think about it and tell you who they are shortly. Wilson Ramos had a pretty good battle with Anibal Sanchez first time. He was called out with Nick stealing second on what we thought was a pitch low for ball 4. And then Hairston lined out to end that threat in the second. Ramos pulling that ball over by the bag. Kind of reaching and lunging for the ball right now, and he's 4 for his last 34.
Yeah, and another idea, too. Another thought. Breaking ball first pitch. Ramos, a good fastball hitter. Are you going up there now? Are you looking for a ball in a particular area and thinking fastball, or are you just looking for the ball? You can't be just looking for the ball. You have to have some type of refined idea of what you want to do. Now, if he's starting you off with breaking balls every at bat, and the breaking balls are not good breaking balls, they're just get me over type breaking balls, that's one thing. You can go up there and look for a breaking ball and guess it. I see so often the guys seemingly, the reason that they are in between is they're looking for a breaking ball and swing at the fastball and hit it late. Or they're dead set on the fastball and they rush and they hit a breaking ball out front. So it is all about approach, and more, it's as much mental as it is physical or mechanical. I don't believe you go up to the plate either and swing at a curveball down around your ankles 0-0.
Hairston lined out to the shortstop Ramirez first time. Jerry's been getting some good swings. That's a really good take on a good breaking ball there near the corner. Hairston is 11 for his last 30 over 9 games. So his batting average up in the 240 range now after a slow start. 2-2.
And Bob, don't think that I didn't do it. I did it way too many times, but you learn over time, and what you do is you correct. You make those corrections and adjustments as soon as you can, and you learn to get the ball up, get a better pitch, and hitting is all about getting a good pitch to hit.
And, of course, he had the swing of that one on a 2-strike count.
Oh, yeah. This is a little different situation. You know, I think you were very selective when you were ahead in the count. look in one area, and then when you are behind in the count, you must be aggressive. You must be able to fight off any pitch that's borderline.
2-2 to Hairston. That's a fastball by him on the outside corner. 7 Ks for Sanchez through 5. Quite a scoreless battle at the ballpark today. Sunday tomorrow with the Harris Teeter Family Fun Pack. It's in effect today and tomorrow. All inclusive. Starts at $14 a ticket for the ball game. Hot dog, chips, and a Coke. Nationals.com/family. Some restrictions apply. It's all about the Clan having a great time at the ballpark, and you can do that with us here tomorrow. Watching Jason Marquis and Javier Vazquez. Top of the order, top of the 6th. Levon against Chris Coghlan. Coghlan in this series 1 for 8. There's an outside corner call here in the 6th inning, even though it was on the other side of the plate. But Doug Eddings does set up on the right shoulder of catcher Wilson Ramos. So that's significant that he gave Levon the corner there. That one fades down and away, 2-1.
Umpire right over the inside shoulder, looking right down the inside part of the plate. Ramos has been setting up outside. Now he goes to the inside quarter. He tries to drop the curveball.
Yeah, I think you saw when the catcher shifts, the umpire has to as well if he's down that low. Coghlan, Infante, and Ramirez in the Florida 6th. And the hitter getting time from Doug Eddings.
Little slider.
Coghlan came into this game with an on-base percentage of .333. Hit .268 last year, .262 this year after his Rookie of the Year campaign in 09, when he batted .321 and became the 3rd Marlin behind Dontrelle Willis and Hanley Ramirez to be the Rookie of the Year. Logan Morrison a base hit leading off the 5th. Dobbs a clean single to left. And of course Anibal Sanchez had one back in the 3rd. There's a slow breaking ball. It's so slow Coghlan couldn't hit it fair. In that game in Atlanta, the Braves still lead the Phillies behind Jair Jurgens 2-0, 5th inning. Levon goes with the fastball, and he can't hit that one fair either.
Yeah, I would stay away from him there, though. He's right on that thing, unless you throw that changeup in there, and nobody likes to throw the changeup inside. I'd like to see him go back with that running fastball away and see if he's been a little jumpy on that ball inside. There you go. It's just tough. See, this is a tough at bat. I mean, you run the ball inside, you throw him the slow curveball, you throw your fastball away, and he just continues to just swing and make contact. Levo doesn't have enough fastball on the inside part of the plate. This will be the 10th pitch during this at bat.
Oh, Adam LaRoche is upstairs.
Well, you can go in this. You can go inside when you have a guy like that over there.
You hit it anywhere near him, he'll take care of it.
Oh, I just knew he was going to hit the ball hard if he went inside, though. Nice, quick jump, quick feet. I mean, that. Not only do you have to jump, you have to be able to jump quickly.
Mm-hmm. That's the hot corner sometimes too, you know.
You're not kidding.
Here's Infante. Well, Danny Espinosa's made 2 great leaping catches this week. LaRoche adds 1. Cora's made a good play today. Front door breaking ball that just kind of backed up and stayed inside to Infante. On April 14th, the Nationals had 11 errors. 1 month later, they have 23. But of those extra 12 errors, 11 of them came in the second half of April. And now they are on the climb defensively. Jim Riggleman calls that clean baseball. If that's the case, these guys are squeaky clean. 2 outs.
You've got to like the way the team has played, you know, over the last month, 2 weeks especially, but you know, the whole season. Some of the errors that the ball club have made have been errors that have been, you know, concentration errors, but this is by far, I mean, miles better than any ball club that this town has had.
Absolutely.
You've been here 6 years, in the 5 years that I've been here, parts of 5 years.
Yeah, this is the best defensive stretch we've ever seen from this club. First pitch breaking ball to Hanley Ramirez, who seems to have issues on every pitch.
He's not real sure right now. I do believe he has not necessarily appealed to the umpire, but has asked the umpire after every pitch. That's that good sinker.
My favorite was when Hanley lines out to somebody and stands there for like 20 seconds in disbelief. Gabby Sanchez is next. Levon has struck these 2 guys out 3 times today. This will be a bouncer to Cora. Another clean inning for Levon Hernandez and the Nats. He'll bat after Cora. Bottom of the 6th ahead. on a Saturday afternoon. Nice going, buddy. Looking rhythmic. All right, let's talk about the two Marlin starters that have never lost to the Nats. One of them's on the mound today, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
And Josh Johnson. Now, the Nats have won a bunch of games that Josh Johnson has started. That guy is one of the most dominant pitchers in the league right now. He's first in ERA 1.63. He is fourth in innings. First in opponent's batting average at 168. The big man from Jenks, America, tiny town in Oklahoma, who now lives in Vegas, the leader of this Marlin pitching staff. The Nats do not see him. How about that? 2 consecutive series down there and up here, and the Nats didn't see him. They've seen enough of Anibal Sanchez, though.
Yeah, he's throwing 2-1 strikes, 72 pitches, 48 strikes, just 24 balls.
There's Cora with an emergency hack just to bump it out of play and stay alive. Nats had a base hit by Lance Nix to lead off the second. And that is it.
Yeah.
That is it. And that's a bloop hit to center. This guy is one bloop away from another no-hit game through at least 5 innings. Cora goes out to left center. It's hanging up for Coghlan. 1 out.
Well, he's had a no-hitter. He lost a no-hitter in the Colorado game late.
Yeah, that was this year.
And he no-hit our ball club for 6 full innings.
I think we had a note last week that of his 4 career complete games, one's a no-hitter and the other 2 are one-hitters. So when he goes the distance, nobody's doing much of anything. Levon bounced back to him first time. Hits it sharply right at Omar Infante. And now, since Lance Nix single back in the second, he's retired 14 in a row. Today's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. So he's trying to throw 5 perfect innings now since Nix blooped one in back in the second. Top of the order, Roger Bernardina, ball 1. Right on the corner. Bernardina career 1 for 18 against Sanchez. That's what he'll do to a left-handed batter, right-handed, switch hitter, you name it.
Well, just for example, these 3 pitches, his first pitch was a 76-mile-an-hour curveball. Then he went to the fastball, straight fastball, 93 away. And then the slider, 83, and comes right there. That looks like the splitter there. It didn't have slider rotation, but it went straight down. So 4 pitches, 3 and 1.
Bernardina will take the walk, and the Nats have their second base runner of the day. Anibal Sanchez, 18th walk of the year against 50 strikeouts. And we'll see if Jim Riggleman, and what do you have to lose? If
Why
the guy's
not?
almost unhittable,
I'm with you.
Turn this runner loose.
I'm with you. Sooner the better. They seldom pitch out on the first pitch. You should have enough scouting report to know how quickly he delivers the ball to the plate, the time.
And here's the other thing, Ray. If they pitch out against a left-handed batter, you've got to pitch out to the outside away from the catcher's arm. Gives your guy even more time. Instead, they'll throw over and try to take Rogers' legs out from under him. He's 4 for 4 in steals. And in his career, he's 25 out of 30. We're told 17 consecutive. He's holding. Espinoza, first pitch, rolls it over right to the bag.
Dang.
Danny Espinoza is going to be hitting under 200. The Nats strand their second runner of the day. scoreless through 6. The other one, May 2nd, they beat the Giants 2-0. Lance Nix has a base hit. What else is new? But this is a story of pitching and defense for the Nats.
Great job, Ramos, throwing over the right-handed hitter. Just getting that ball perfect tag by Danny Espinosa. Then sweet play as Cora goes in the hole, really saving a run. Nice pick by Espinosa there. Cora being able to not only knock the ball down, but glove it. And then LaRoche going up high to take away a hit or a double from Cog.
April showers bring May defense, evidently. Gabby Sanchez leads off, top 7. Target away. To Hopper. Cora. Plenty of time for the throw. It's a big out in a tie game when you make Gabby Sanchez sit around for another 45 minutes or so before he picks up a bat again.
And swing at the first pitch. He doesn't swing at the first pitch very often, but that was his third at bat. And one of the reasons I believe he swung at that pitch, he struck out the first 2 times up, so he didn't want to go deep in the count.
Yeah. Well, and then we're talking during the break about Danny Espinosa. A base stealer on first base in a 0-0 game with 2 outs. You know Rogers going to run at some point, and Danny swung at the first pitch, grounded out. Situational hitting is really important at this level when every run is so precious. Logan Morrison's 1 for 2 today. He has a 12-game hitting streak. Levan Hernandez is making his 34th career start against Florida. The ERA started the day at 3.73. He's won 13, lost 11. And of course, he won 24 games for the Marlins in his career. It'll change up, and that ball goes outside. 2-1. Got in on his hands with that breaking ball.
Roger Bernardina playing about as deep as you're going to play in center field. I guess the Nationals are in a no doubles alignment, but he is back there.
He's probably 30 feet in front of the 402 mark. Look at that slow thing. Morrison slowed down his bat and hit a slow line drive into right field. And he has 2 of the 4 Florida hits. A reminder, come and join us Monday night. There are some $10 seats left. The $1 tickets are sold out for the Nats and the Pirates. Still $1 hot dogs, peanuts, popcorn, and parking. I know where I'm eating. Check the website, by the way, for where that parking is available for $1. And then a 1 o'clock game. Make a note of it, 1 o'clock Tuesday. $2 ticket Tuesday. Select seating available while supplies last. Some restrictions do apply. Fastball for a strike to Stanton, who's 0 for 2.
87 is best fastball today by 3 miles an hour. His 84 has been the highest he's been on the gun. Getting stronger, Bob.
Oh my.
87 to 64 now. That
nobody has a 23-mile-an-hour difference between their heater and their changeup.
And look at Stanton. Float, float, float. Way out front. Back foot off the ground.
ConvergenceTech.us. With our pitch track, they help companies achieve efficiency and cost reduction. Convergence Technology and Citrix. Runner going. Ramos. And he throws out another guy. I don't know if Morrison sensed that ball coming in toward him, but he was sort of ducking the throw as he slid into second base.
Not a good slide. Waited too late to slide. And he got a very good jump. I looked and watch him. He gets going right there, but watch what he does right here. He looks back, and then he almost quits. He almost quits. He just he slowed down right there 1 gear for some reason.
He acted like that was a hit and run, and he was looking for the ball. on the Jeep Exmo.
Yeah, that is so strange. Sliding right on top of the bag. Good way to break your ankle. And somewhere about 5 or 6 steps from second base bag, he actually throttled down a gear for some reason.
Exmo brought to you by the 2011 Jeep Compass. Bases empty, 2 outs.
I tell you, who did a great job. Excuse me, Bobby.
Go ahead.
Who did a great job there is Espinosa to stay right there with that ball, converging with the runner, and making that tag on the big 6'4", 200-pounder.
I mean, but the way he reacted, it's almost as if he expected the ball to be hit and looking for it. Maybe he missed a sign. And now Mike Stanton's going to put the Marlins on top with a shot all the way up to the red porch on one hop. Every bit as hard as he hit the ball out of here last night, and every bit as hard as he hit the one caught by Bernardino. 1-0 Florida.
Oh, man. Get him 0-2 and then just can't make a pitch off of him to finish him off. A guy that we know that will swing at just about anything. But look where this ball is. I mean, it could not be any more set there on room service on a little platter.
Even on a hop, I've never seen a ball make it to the windows of the red porch before. 1-0 Marlins on Stanton's second of this series, 7th of the year. And the Marlins have now hit 5 home runs in this ballpark, where they are 20-7 against the Nats since it opened.
Well, that's where it shows you can't think with a young hitter. He was way out ahead of that slow breaking ball. I think Levo's thinking that he has the breaking ball in the back of his mind. He's going to make him wait. And Stanton, you throw me the breaking ball, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to stay on the fastball. Look, no stride here with 2 strikes. This is a little bit of what I'm talking. You're talking about squaring up a baseball. Great extension, but no stride. He is a strider, but with 2 strikes to shorten up his strike and to make a little better contact.
1-1 to Dobbs, and he drills one to right. Worth moving toward the scoreboard, and that is high off the American League sign. That's a double by Dobbs, who came within about 3 feet of making it 2-0. The Marlins went back-to-back for the first time last night and almost did it again. Jason Worth got his hand caught up on that scoreboard out there, looking at his bare hand.
Another pitch right down the middle. Haven't seen any of those in the roughly 90 pitches that Levo has thrown today. He's not throwing any fastballs middle of the plate up, and here you go. He's throwing 2 back-to-back on the 99th and the 100th pitch.
Worth evidently okay. Got his hand hung up in that little fence that's in front of the scoreboard out there. And Jim Riggleman has to buy time for his bullpen now. Boy, the caught stealing becomes big because Morrison was out. Then Stanton homers. Dobbs doubles. It's still a 1-0 game with John Buck coming in and Anibal Sanchez on deck. They will walk Buck and pitch to the pitcher with 1 out. Good crowd on hand today for Pups in the Park Day. 22,497 are here. And on 1 hit, the Nats have been shut down by Sanchez, who will now bat with 2 men aboard.
Good take, good take.
For all the latest Nats news, we call it Masson Mobile Live. Text Nationals to 29292 for alerts sent directly to your mobile phone. Message and data rates may apply. Masson Mobile Live.
Well, you're not going to win if you don't score 1. You got no chance to win if you don't score 1. 1 run, no big deal. The Nationals shouldn't have any effect on them. You got to shut them down right here, though. 9 big outs left. Middle of the order, Work nicks LaRoche up.
2 on, 2 out here. Levon misses on ball 1 to Sanchez. And he's nibbling with breaking balls. Anibal Sanchez is 1 for 14 this year with that base hit today. He has an RBI and 4 in his career. You know, but Ray, if you're up 3 or 4-0 and you give up a solo homer on an 0-2 pitch, doesn't hurt that badly. Everything's magnified because the ball club hasn't been scoring consistently this year, making the performance of this pitching staff even more impressive. If the inning continues, Coughlin. Levon throws a strike, and it's 2-2.
Well, you know Levo is not trying to throw the ball down the middle of the plate when he's 0-2, 1-2. And he's certainly not coming back to throw Dobbs a ball down the middle of the plate. And you just wondered if it is just a point where your legs start to get tired a little bit. And, you know, you've made pitches all day long. Under duress, nothing ball game. Only one runner having reached second base in the 5th inning, and Morrison with the single. Until, well, that's it. Only one runner reaching second base until Stanton stepped on it on the home run.
Big swing and a miss. Stanton's homer the difference. 7th inning stretch time with Worth, Nix, and LaRoche. 3, 4, and 5 coming up. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers. 1-0 Marlins on the home run by Mike Stanton now. They have outslugged the Nats in this series on the home run side 5-1. Let's talk about a great home run scenario. Keeping a promise to his wife, Mickey Mantle hit his 500th career homer on Mother's Day. Shot into the lower deck at Yankee Stadium. The kid from Commerce, Oklahoma, the 6th big leaguer to reach the milestone, hit it off Stu Miller. New York defeated the Orioles 6-5. Today in baseball history from Verizon Fios, a network ahead. To learn more, visit verizonfios.com/getfios. And if you folks have missed the news, a man that is very, very special to us, former Senator Harmon Killebrew, announced in the last couple of days that he is giving up his fight against cancer. He will go into hospice living, unable to take the treatments anymore, and the doctors have told him the treatments will not help. He hopes to rest comfortably before he passes away the rest of his days, and that is news that just hits us between the eyes here in Washington. He was here in the booth with us last summer, touring around baseball, one of the most gracious, nice, polite gentleman, Ray, and you were here that night, that you will ever meet. They used to call him the killer because of his swing, but he's a gentle giant in our hearts, Harmon Killebrew.
Yeah, I've met a lot of people in baseball and met Harmon back in 1973. Same every day, just a gracious fellow, strong faith, Bob, and I'm feeling that that's probably why when he found out that this was incurable, that he's at peace with the Lord, and you know, he's just one of those guys that's big, strong, a quiet guy, and a guy that you want your son to model yourself after, because some kind of fine gentleman and special baseball player.
Lance Nix on deck, and then LaRoche here in the 7th. One more note about Harmon Killebrew on a personal note, as Worth sets for a 1-2 and fouls it. Harmon Killebrew gave a lot back through the Major League Baseball Players Association with their charity golf tournaments all over the country. He'd go to places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Wichita, Kansas, you know, cities that didn't even have Major League teams. But if fans let him know that they wanted to see him or have an autograph signed, he was so gracious and so willing, and just a true gentleman and great ambassador for this game. Worth will fly out of play to the right side. We just hope he can have a quality of life that he can enjoy with his wife the rest of his days and be comfortable and know how much he means to all of us. Worth will launch one to the gap in left center. That ball will one hop into the seats for a ground rule double as Jason Worth hits one over the left field wall at about the 390 mark. Let's have a look at the Dodge Exmo.
And this was a sweet piece of hitting. He fouled pitches off. He had a half swing and another pitch. But look how he stays back. No stride, short, using those hands. Body staying back. Strong torque as he gets that back leg bent. Does not get out in front with his body, allowing him to drive that baseball deep about 385 right at the base of the wall. Sweet stroke right there, buddy.
Exmo brought to you by Ram Trucks, designed, tested, and proven to be the best trucks we've ever built. Ram from Dodge. Lance Nix with an immediate opportunity now to tie this game. Only the Nationals' second hit of the day against Sanchez.
I'm a little different than some managers. I agree with this right here. Lance Nix, your hottest bat. You try to drive the ball in. You don't necessarily have to pull the ball to the right side. As Hanley is way up the middle, you want to get a pitch that you know you can drive hard. And if that's out away from you, drive that thing in the left center field gap and swap places with him.
Nix now 0-2. Ryan Webb, who had a scoreless inning here last night, immediately up for the Marlins. Anibal Sanchez, through 6 innings, had only thrown 82 pitches today, 52 of them for strikes. And Lance has made good use of this. 3 of his 5 homers, 12 of his 15 RBIs with runners in scoring position.
And this is where you shorten up a little bit and try to make contact.
And knowing that, Sanchez tried to bait him with a changeup low and away.
You know, just as the at-bat has progressed, the situation has changed. You know, I said drive him in. Now 2 strikes, make contact any way you can. Get that ball on the ground. The shortstop's behind him. Only one place he can hit the ball to third base and not advance the runner.
1-2 to Lance, who will get time now from Doug Eddings. 1-0 Marlins, bottom of the 7th. Doug Slayton joined by Henry Rodriguez. Way upstairs. You just wonder if Drew Storen, 2 innings last night, isn't available, and they could be saving Clippard for later, and that's why those 2 are warming up in a tight ball game in the 7th. That's going to punch out Lance Nix, who doesn't like the call.
It was a strike, though.
Near the inside corner. Strikeout number 8 for Sanchez.
If it's not a strike, it's certainly too close to take with 2 strikes. And there it is, right on the edge of the plate. Perfect pitch in a tough situation. That's where Anibal reaches back and just makes a tough pitch.
Probably his best pitch of the day.
Yeah, and tough to defend that ball right there for a left-hander, because if you do foul it off, you're going to foul it off on your foot. Just a perfect pitch, and you have to tip your hat on situations like that. When a guy makes that kind of pitch, it's when you swing at balls right down the middle of the plate and don't make contact, or take them right down the middle. That very tough pitch after a couple breaking balls away and pound the ball inside. I've always felt that inside pitch is the most effective pitch to get a hitter set up to be able to come back in there later on in the count after going to breaking balls or soft stuff away.
And LaRoche will hit one right on the ground, right at Infante, 2 outs. Over to third Worth. That'll bring up Ramos. Let's look at our league leaders from Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races. Without a blown save, Leo Nunez is perfect. Got his 13th here last night. The former Nat, Joel Hanrahan, having a great year for the Pirates, who, by the way, are only 3.5 out of first place in the Central. And then Drew and J.J. Putz of Arizona. Action-packed table games, red-hot slots. Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races, West Virginia. Ramos, they play him around to the right in the outfield. Ball 1 low and away.
Worth getting a big lead over there as Dobbs way off the bag, starting to sneak in just a little bit. But as you've mentioned so many times, Bob, in telecasts that I've worked with you and listened to, you've got to get as much as that third baseman allows you, because you never know when there's going to be a short pass ball. It gets out there about 12, 14 feet from that catcher, and you can beat that pitcher home.
And in this ballpark, a ball can bang off that limestone and come right back to the catcher, too. And if you don't have a really good lead, you may not make it. Huge time for Wilson Ramos, who is 4 for his last 34. Sitting on 7 RBIs for quite a while. That is beyond Worth.
Hanging breaking ball that he just got a little out in front of, spun off the ball a little bit, and made his bat angle created his bat angle too much toward the dugout. So that was a nice pitch to hit there.
2-1 the count. Ramos will take it outside.
Hanabal was running about 60% breaking balls today. He's shown his fastball, but when he's had to get somebody out, he's thrown the breaking ball.
Well, figures if the third baseman's not close, I'll hold it. Sanchez with a step off. That wouldn't indicate he's about ready to throw a breaking ball, would it? Yes, it would.
Yeah, he's going to throw that hook.
Second walk of the game, 1 in each of the last 2 innings. And as his pitch count reaches 100, we reach just beyond the 3 o'clock hour. Here at Nationals Park in our nation's capital, FP Santangelo still battling some strep, and we hope he gets back ASAP. Ray's here with us, Debbie Taylor. At Nationals Park with a corner situation now and 2 outs for Jerry Hairston Jr. You're looking for a good, solid, professional at bat from this veteran right here to make Sanchez throw the ball in a hittable place. And he breaks his bat on the first pitch. Nationals lead 2. They've stranded 4. On to the 8th. 1-0 Florida. 1-0 Marlins. Sanchez and Levon both just over 100 pitches. Levon Hernandez out of the ball game. Frustrating day so far, Ray, but the bottom line is the Nats are still battling good ball clubs toe-to-toe and playing clean baseball.
Oh, they are, and playing very solid defensively, getting good pitching. Anibal has had a lot of those low-hit ball games, and as a result, it's tough to get guys out there and stack them up and have a lot of opportunities to drive in runs because they don't give you that many opportunities. But when you do have that chance, you got to capitalize, especially late in the innings when he's starting to get a little tired. But he made a very good pitch right there on Harrison, running the fastball in. And my only problem is swinging at the first pitch that we seem to do a lot of times when there's runners out there in score position. But, hey, I'm not up there swinging the bat, and this guy, they've seen him enough to know today that he can throw a lot of strikes, but most of his strikes have been with the breaking ball, and he's been very effective with that. Great outing for Levo. And still 6 outs to get, partner, so.
Yeah. This week, by the way, has been, other than Drew Storen, a mixed bag for the Nationals bullpen. Tyler Clippard gave up a homer last night. Sean Burnett victimized in Atlanta. Doug Slayton giving up runs against his ERA for the first time this year. He faces Coghlan here in the 8th. That's a breaking ball. Coghlan couldn't stop his swing, and it's 0-2. So Doug Slayton checks in with his 17th appearance. 2 ERA after being charged with a couple of runs in Atlanta. Coghlan, Infante, and Ramirez for the Fish, top 8. That breaking ball hit the ground, hit Wilson Ramos on the arm, and went over the screen.
Número.
And mid-80s breaking balls don't feel too good on a catcher either.
No, that spin tends to bite into that skin. That rotation.
Ball hit right at Hairston. Wide throw, and LaRoche has to really stretch to grab it for the first down. Jim Riggleman, that may have been a one-batter appearance. He had Slayton and Henry Rodriguez warming up. And so Slayton does his job in a situational at-bat against Coghlan. 1-0, 8th inning. Special 90-minute edition of the Mid-Atlantic Sports Report comes your way at 5 o'clock straight up on Monday. Live interviews, batting practice look-ins, roundtable, and lots more from Tom Davis, Phil Wood, Dave Johnson, and Mel Antonin. Maximum access to the Nats. Everything you need to know to get a new week kicked off in Major League Baseball. Levon Hernandez 7 quality innings today, Ray Knight. One pitch he'd like to get back, but pretty flawless otherwise.
Yeah, exceptional. Threw the ball with great control. Again, the curveball was there. He had 4 strikeouts, 110 pitches, 68 of those strikes. Just giving up 1 run, 1 earned run, that ought to win you about 99% of the games you pitch. 7 innings, another quality start.
Henry Rodriguez against Omar Infante. Big question is, where are these pitchers going? He's got to stay within himself, throw some strikes, and that's a good one. 97, cheese at the knees. Rodriguez pitched the 8th inning in Florida Sunday. Walked 2, struck out 2. And put a scare into a couple of hitters.
He's just real jerky. You know, right at the end of his delivery, he starts off nice and smooth, gets over the mound, compact, makes his stride, doesn't overstride, but then right at the end, it's like he throws everything. His knees, hips, shoulders. Just watch that hard jerk right there at the end. That has to be smoothed out a little bit. Maybe I would say he's just overthrowing a little bit, Bob, and that takes away from doesn't take away from his velocity. If he doesn't leave the rubber too early and lose that torque, but it certainly takes away from his control.
They're going to call Infante for a swing there, 2 outs. Actually, in that inning on Sunday, he walked 3. They scored a run on a couple of wild pitches. He's got 2 outs, bases empty here.
Well, if he ever gets it anywhere near the plate, you have no chance, because that pitch is. You see there, he pushes off hard and he reaches out there almost with a stiff leg. Then he gets there and he's stiff-legged, and that causes him to come way over the top and jerk. He needs to have a little bit more flexibility in that lower body for me. Just kind of a straight-up type guy that has not a lot of flexibility in that lower half.
I think Donat's got a break on that check swing call, too. It looked to me like Infante had the bat well behind his hands. How far through the hitting zone did it go? But the strike was called by the home plate umpire without an appeal, Doug Eddings. That's a nasty slider. 2 outs, bases empty. And the 0-2 count. Gabby Sanchez on deck. And Hanley Ramirez is gone. Inning over. So Rodriguez comes in, one of his better outings. Strikes out 2 quality major league hitters. Number 8 coming up, Cora for the Nats. He has been nails today.
Well, he has. There's a little slider down. He comes back with a fastball away to Worth. Split finger to LaRoche. Comes back with another fastball right there to Bernardina. And then the slider away to Harrison. So he's been all around the plate with all 4 of his pitches. You see there the 2 hits. And that's a beautiful bunt, but just goes foul.
Matt Stairs to hit next here for Rodriguez in the bottom of the 8th. Nationals a little short on the bench today. Ian Desmond has a left quad from last night. Did not start today, although Jim Riggleman did say he felt better today than he did last night. And Ryan Webb is back up for the Marlins in case they need him to set things up for Leo Nunez. That bouncer will back up Sanchez. Gabby to Anibal, who continues to dominate the Washington lineup. Wow. Cole Kimball. Drew Storen is there, but probably won't throw in earnest until the Nats at least get a guy or 2 on base and show signs of being able to score.
Nationals, Harrison hit a line drive to third. Nix hit the little blooper. Worth hit the ball off the wall. That's the only 3 balls that there's been. Nix's wasn't great contact, but there just haven't been that many balls hit hard. Maybe 4.
Sanchez, Ray, 14 in the 3rd innings now against the Nats. Last 2 starts, 4 hits, no runs.
Well, that's a combination of stuff, fastball, curveball, changeup, and ability to throw the ball to the corners of the plate. After you see a guy that much, this quick, there ought to be something that he has in his repertoire that you can sit on and do something with. But the hitters are not able to make that adjustment. So that just tells me that when he's right and he's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers in the league. And that's indicated by all the low hit games he's had in the last month and a half.
Oh, he's going to strike out Stairs looking on a soft breaking ball on 0-2. And Matt Stairs doesn't like that call. Matt only stands 5'9". He thought this pitch was high.
Well, he gave up on it. This is one of the few curveballs that he's thrown. It starts way up there, and oh boy, barely tips the top of that strike zone. But normally, when that ball's above that right elbow, it's automatically called a ball. Matt gave up on it. The umpire didn't. He rings him up on a very borderline pitch.
But it's amazing how many of his pitches, the very tip of the ball is at the very tip of the zone.
You're so right. He has not thrown many fat pitches in the last 2 times that we've seen him.
By the way, that was Randy Choate up along with Ryan Webb. If the Nats go out here, we know who's going to be throwing shortly out there. Bernardina takes a strike to the outside corner.
Another almost perfect pitch. A pitch that's very difficult for a major league hitter. I don't care how skilled you are to hit those balls on the corner. Heck, Ted Williams said that he only would hit 210 on that pitch right there.
When you see Sanchez making his 8th start and he only has 3 decisions, you wonder how he has pitched 4 ball games without being around for a win or a loss. Against the Nationals, he has been totally dominant. Bernardina lifting one to right that'll drop in. And Rogers on base for the 2nd time today. Now this is a situation that repeats what happened in the 6th when Bernardina walked with 2 outs. You just have to give Bernardina a chance to get to second base here.
Yeah, fastball in. You see him choking up there. I like it. I'm going to applaud for him. Choking up with 2 strikes, a guy that has been able to strike a lot of people out, knowing that you can use that barrel of the bat and have a little bit better bat control. Pulls his hands in and gets enough of the ball to get it over the infield.
Now, Danny Espinosa might hit a home run on the first pitch, and everybody will love it. That'd be great. But if that doesn't happen, you've got to give Roger Bernardina at least a chance to advance here, unlike the 6th inning. He's holding, ball one. On that at bat, Sanchez threw to first to check Bernardina, and then he busted Danny inside and he grounded out unassisted to first base Gabby Sanchez.
Well, he's got another pitch to work with here. One ball. Just think take. Just think take. You know, another thing though, Bob, when you have guys that are striking out a lot, it becomes almost a fear to take a pitch because they think that I've got to make contact early in the count. And until you have confidence that you can take a pitch and better still hit with 2 strikes, it's a constant battle up there. Annabelle used a slide step on the first pitch and threw a changeup.
Espinosa pops it up. Came into that at bat hitting 200. Hanley Ramirez makes the call, and the Nats are gone. Marlins get 8 outstanding innings out of Anibal Sanchez today. St. Clair's some handshakes. Looks like he's done for the day. And they have the best closer in the league to turn it over to. You can join the Potomac Nationals for their charity golf tournament Thursday, May 26th. Peanuts players, members of the Nationals front office will be there at Old Hickory in Woodbridge. Visit PotomacNationals.com or call 703-590-2311. Tee it up with the Ponads soon for charity. Major League debut, Debbie Taylor, for Cole Kimball.
That's right, Bob. And I asked him earlier, what's going to be going through your mind when you run out to the mound? And he said, grip it, rip it, let it go, just let it go. He said he's not going to change a thing, and he's just going to do what he was told to do, just keep doing what was effective in Syracuse. And Steve McCaddy said, hey, this guy's got great stuff. He worked hard to get here. He just needs to throw strikes and relax, Bob.
He will face Gabby Sanchez, Logan Morrison, and Mike Stanton. So Kimball makes it to the major leagues at the age of 25. He'll work off the stretch. First pitch is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball high in the zone. There's Leo Nunez, 13 for 13 saves this year. Sanchez giving the Nats only 3 hits, striking out 9, walking 2. Kimball gets a check swing there. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Well, it's easy for Kimball to come out there and say that he's not going to change a thing, but that adrenaline just has a way of changing things for you. And in a situation like this, you can bet his heart's beating about 160.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Was that the splitter we heard about?
It was.
It looked like it, Ray, because it seemed to be diving down and into the right-handed batter.
Well, it was unhittable, and it was a splitter. You saw him dig into his glove. A good 8 sit there, setting it up. Just nasty rotation. A little bit like the Bruce Sutter action. And when you talk about Bruce Sutter action, you're talking about not being able to see the rotation. Looks like a fastball, comes in like a lead ball dropping off of a table.
Logan Morrison takes a fastball up and away.
That was filthy.
One of the most impressive first at-bats by a pitcher you'll ever see against an opposing quality big league hitter in Gabby Sanchez. And of course that splitter, very effective against lefties if you get ahead. But he's behind 2-0 here. Hackettstown, New Jersey High School. And then he went to Centenary College in New Jersey. It'll be Jason Marquis tomorrow against Javier Vazquez. Will the Nats be looking for a series win or a salvage operation? Ninth inning will tell the tale here. 1-0 Marlins. 1:35 first pitch. Nats extra 1 o'clock tomorrow. Kimball goes with a hard breaking ball and misses. 3-1. Large, powerful hitter on deck who's homered twice in this series. Kimball gives up a line drive right at Danny Espinosa. 2 outs. This will be a matchup of young, powerful men. As mentioned, Kimball is 25 years of age. Mike Stanton's a baby. He's only 21. Marlins second rounder back in 07. Out of Notre Dame High School in California. Offered a scholarship to USC. Signed instead with Florida. That looked like a split under his bat.
Slider there.
Looked like that front foot wasn't real eager to stay in there for the hitter.
That's some filthy stuff you're looking at now. Slider, great downward action. The splitter just devastating. There's the splitter right there. And his fastball, he's been able to drive it right through the strike zone when he's down in the count. 93, 94. Well, Davey Johnson knows a little bit about pitching. If he says this guy possesses that little bit extra special something, then I like him just on that recommendation.
Base is empty, 2 outs. Nats have 3, 4, 5 due up in the 9th in a 1-0 game. And Stanton, now that he's seen that breaking ball, lays off that one. Count goes full, 3-2. Greg Dobbs, if the inning continues, and he has 2 more hits today. And he's not fooled by that pitch. Stanton with our fourth drive of the game 2 innings ago off Livan Hernandez.
Well, fastball down the middle. 1-2 pitch, and this kid's going to end up hitting a whole lot of home runs if he stays healthy and doesn't get in any trouble. Just 21 years old. They're projecting to hit around 40 this year. He's already had 7 with about a fifth of the season gone.
I think that ball landed, Ray, about 430 feet from home plate. Then it took 1 hop and hit the red porch windows. Never seen a ball up there before. even on a bounce. That's a strike to Greg Dobbs, who's 2 for 3 today. And in a part-time role for the Marlins, now batting .360.
You don't want to show that splitter too much now. You don't want to be throwing it at every 2 or 3 pitches, because eventually people will pick up on it. When you're able to throw it, there's a fastball.
Yeah, it's a good riding fastball at 93. Welcome to the major leagues, Cole Kimball. He has set it up for Worth, Nix, and LaRoche with the bottom of the 9th inning coming up. The Nats will have Worth, Nix, and LaRoche coming up in the bottom of the 9th. You know who's getting the call for the Florida Marlins here? That'll be their closer. And that is Leo Nunez, who's 13 for 13. Comes into this ball game with a rather surprising .320 ERA, 7 earned runs on 16 hits in 20 innings. He has struck out 19, walked 8, but hard to hit rate. The opponent's batting average .219.
Well, he throws a lot of strikes with a great slider, the fastball that runs. He can elevate the fastball. You just see the 8 walks there. He can get a little wild, but he's one of those guys that a lot of energy, high energy, and just worked himself right on through the strike zone and put you away with that hard slider.
There's a big man whose home run is a difference in this game. Mike Stanton with a 2-out shot in the 7th. Good major league debut for Cole Kimball with a strikeout, a walk, a scoreless inning. Jason Worth is 1 for 3 with a double. Lance Nix 1 for 3 with a single. Adam LaRoche 0 for 3. Nunez goes off a windup from the third base side of the rubber, and he gets a call that Jason Worth cannot believe.
Gosh.
Doug Eddings calling a strike on a pitch that was real close to Worth's hands. That changes the at-bat. That fastball rides up and in. Nunez, 27 years of age, 26 saves 2 years ago, 30 last year. Came over from Kansas City and blossomed as a closer with the Marlins. He never had one save in the American League.
Because he was all over the place. I remember him as a young guy that he threw so many balls. Everybody would rave about his stuff, his velocity, the kind of the gunslinger type release point that he has.
Well, it's a good thing that first pitch didn't ruin the at-bat. I'm not sure he threw one strike in those 5 offerings to Jason Worth. And Jason's aboard with 1 out Lance Nix is not the kind of guy you would usually have up there sacrificing. They're not in that part of the order right now with LaRoche coming up next.
Not with the hole open at first base and Lance being able to pull the ball. You remember the big double that he hit over first base, bouncing it. He's going to be able to get to this fastball, especially if it's down.
Worth diving back in. This is where the base runner has to be aggressive but conservative. Yeah, you want to be ready to be moving, but you cannot get picked off first.
Right, and you got nobody out. You know, meat of your order up. Left-handed hitter against right-handed pitcher, so you don't have to go too early in the count. You just stay there. That's a changeup. Drops it off there on the outside part, but you just learn as much about the pitcher as you can. And you know, now if you have 2 outs, a little different deal. You want to try to get the runner down there in scoring position, but with nobody out, just get a one-way lead and make sure you don't get doubled off.
Lance Nix takes a big swing and fouls it back 0-2. Tying run on base to lead off the bottom of the 9th.
It's like he's going to try to throw a changeup. He wiggled his hands.
Lance Nix, base hit, right field. Worth will have to stop as Mike Stanton charged that ball extremely hard. And the Nationals have their first 2 on. Let's go to Johnny with our Verizon Wireless update.
Bob, thank you very much. The Verizon Wireless update today. The Nationals now trying to tie this thing up in the bottom of the 9th with 2 guys on, nobody out.
Yeah, this would be a heck of a comeback. Anibal Sanchez obviously has been as tough on them as anybody for them to kind of weather that storm. A good outing from Livan Hernandez today, and they've got a chance to steal one here.
So let's see if the Nationals can finish this thing off in the bottom of the 9th. Let's go back up to Bob and Ray.
Thank you, Johnny and Ben, with our Verizon Wireless update from deep left center field. A lot of things sitting out there with Adam LaRoche, a left-handed batter, coming in. 2 on, nobody out. Lance Nix, by the way, 2 more hits today. And he has 10 for his last 22. The guy is unconscious the way he's swinging the bat.
I just love his aggressiveness. Hey, he's going up there man on man and saying, hey.
Hitting .313, by the way. So he's at first base with 1 out, or rather nobody out. Worth is ahead of him. Would the Nats have Adam LaRoche bunting here?
Well, it wouldn't be a bad play, but again,
third baseman's deep.
Again, can Adam LaRoche bunt? He hasn't bunted this year, so they're probably going to let him swing the bat.
Generous call, outside corner, strike 1. 5 times they've met. 4 times Nunez has retired Adam, who had a big home run in extra innings in Florida back in April to win a game for the Nats. Worth walked. Nick singled. Goes 88 miles an hour and misses low. That indicates to me he might have overthrown a changeup there. LaRoche 0 for 3 today with a strikeout, a pop-up, and a grounder. Slow roller left side. Dobbs to the second baseman for 1. LaRoche beats the relay, and a good job by Lance Nix of going after Omar Infante.
That was all Lance Nix right there, ladies and gentlemen. You just watch how hard he gets down there. Ball nubbed off the end of the bat. Great job here by Dobbs giving the ball up. There's Lance Nix hitting him taking a little bit off the throw, off balance, and that's the way you play baseball right there. Look at him catch him with that right arm and hook him behind that knee. Nice job.
Brian Bixler will be the pinch runner at first base for Adam LaRoche, and that's really important. If you need somebody to take out a guy at second base, should Ramos hit it on the ground. Wilson Ramos on the first pitch.
She always wins those first pitches.
2 outs. Oh.
Just too anxious. Young hitters are going to be anxious. Ball down in the strike zone. You want to look at the ball for the ball up and out over the plate so you can get the ball to the center of the field. Get a fly ball. Just anxious.
Wilson Ramos 0 for 3 today and 4 for his last 35.
But I tell you what, Bob, with experience, those things will go away and you won't make those at-bats bigger than what they are. Every at-bat you should take the same attitude up there. Get a ball, a good ball to hit. Now the situations change sometimes, but as a hitter, you just have to know what your strength is and you've got to go with your strength. That fastball out of the strike zone and near the bottom of the strike zone is not Ramos's strength, and just the magnitude of the situation caused him to be a little hyped up, and he gets a little aggressive and pops it up.
Here's Jerry Hairston Jr. He swung at the first pitch last time up to make the last out of the 7th inning. 0 for 3 today. Sanchez looking stoked. Throws an 86-mile-an-hour slider in there.
Well, you've got the first-third situation now, and I know Tony La Russa did it a lot. When I managed, I did it a lot because Davey Johnson did it a lot. First-third situation, speed on both sides. You've got to make a decision as a catcher, am I going to throw through? If you decide not to throw through, now you put the go-ahead run on second base. Base hit wins the ball game. If you do throw through, you've got to worry about the runner stopping and the runner from third base beating to throw home on the front end of the double steal, getting there before they tag the other runner.
Bixler holding, and Hairston will fly out to end the game. Not a good day for the Nationals as far as situational hitting, and the Florida Marlins own the Washington Nationals in this ballpark. Now 21-7 against the Nats in this park. They win it 1-0, looking for a sweep tomorrow. Join us tomorrow, 1:35, series finale. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned, that's extra. Straight ahead from the booth. So long for just a while.